and welcome to this week's episode of SPTV. And as many of you know, and I've mentioned before on SPTV, is that I have to do quite a lot of mileage up and down the motorway each and every week. And my car, being black, does unfortunately go from pristine to looking an absolute mess quite quickly, especially with this British weather that we have and seems to change on a daily basis. And I've got a couple of tame car wash people locally. The first is someone I go to every sort of 4 to 6 weeks, and they've got loads of guys and they literally cover the car. I mean, they clean it from sort of head to tail, from tail to wherever. It looks absolutely beautiful when they do it, and it's inside and out and polished and wonderful. And the other one, but that doesn't need doing every week, but it does look a mess every week. So we've got another one, and we go there and it's literally a couple of minutes, a few quid, and we go through it and it comes out again looking beautiful, because that's how it is, and they do a very good job. But it's just a regular car wash on that. But when I turned up there the other day, it was really interesting because they got a new sign up that they'd got basically this offer on for taxi drivers, and it was preferential rates, and it was really, really smart of what they've done there, because what they've realised is that taxi drivers need to keep their cars looking clean like all the time. People will appreciate that sometimes you can't help it. If it's being clean at the beginning of the day, it might not be at the end of, if you get a taxi in the evening. But they do kind of want their cars to be looking sort of as good as possible when they turn up to a customer's collection point. And that's what this car wash have done. And they've done this deal where they've kind of gone, look, if you're a taxi company, you can turn up, and because obviously they've got all the license plate on the license plate for the taxis, they can easily tell. So no one's going to be able to sort of take the mick out of it and try and pull a fast one. They've got to have the kind of the badges and branding for that. And they know that yes, they're going to lose a little bit of money on it per se at the beginning, but they're also going to have those people going through more often in the week. So for example, myself, I go there sort of every week, 10 days, and it's done. Now they've got the taxi companies that might be doing that, or they might just be kind of cleaning themselves. They've now kind of got into that person and gone, actually, if you bring it to us, we'll give you a better rate, which saves you having to do it yourself or go elsewhere or have a dirty taxi. And that's what they've done, and it's just a really, really smart way of doing that. And obviously once you run the numbers on that, they probably only need a couple of taxi firms locally. Take a very conservative number of 10 to 15 taxis each. You've suddenly got 20 or 30 cars coming through, say 2 or 3 times a week. There will be some people that will be going, actually, you know what, because it's so cheap, I'll just take it through every day and a half, when I've got a free space between bookings. And so that's a really smart thing. And I brought it back to the team here at HQ and kind of said to them, and I said this is what I was going to be doing this week on this, and we were trying to work out some different examples for you, because we always like to bring it back down. Obviously this is a local business, but we always like to bring down for other businesses and how it might work for yourselves. And actually one of the things that came out was potentially like a floristry business. Now we know a couple of florists, sort of locally and nationally, who are in with hotels, and they have a deal there that they keep the flowers looking good, and they will replace them every sort of set amount of days to keep that that reception area and various points around the hotel looking fresh, smart, clean, and really nice with the flowers there and everything. But another thing for that is that if you know that potentially you are going in every couple of weeks to do that, but you know that really the flowers are only going to last 7 days, and then they could start not looking quite so sharp on day 8, and then they'll probably get chucked out by the hotel on day 9, and you turn up on day 10, 11, 12. What it could be worth doing is going, well, actually we know and guarantee our flowers are going to be for 7 days, but actually on the way back from work on the night of the 6th, we'll take new ones there. And it will just mean that you can get more transactions. Now you may either include slightly more flowers, you may give them a discount, whichever way it is and works for you and your business will be how that pans out for yourself. But it means that you get more transactions in. It will also mean that the hotel's always looking really, really smart. They've not got to dispose of them. I mean, as a florist, I would probably go in there and literally take out the other ones as well, so they haven't even got to think about moving them sort of out the back and such like. It's literally a seamless service every 6.5, 7 days. Anything like that could work really well. So I hope that's kind of giving you an example. It gives you an example of how, like a taxi company, and then at the other end of the spectrum, how a florist can make it work. But as ever, just wherever you're seeing this, we're more than happy to help. So just pop a comment in below. It'll predominantly be if you're seeing this on any of the YouTube channels, Facebook, something like that. We're here to help you. We're here to give you the advice and give you the ideas. It's totally free of charge. Just let us know how we can help make it work for your business. If you are struggling with how you could implement it in yours. And that is it for this week, and we'll be back in 7 days' time from now with the next episode of SPTV.